Hey everyone, welcome to another Painting with Jay. As always, my name is Jay, so grab a brush, grab some models, grab some paints, and paint along with me. Let's rid our world of unpainted models. Shout out to Cody Rue. Adam, you missed a spot. So in this week's video, I'm going to continue working on some trucks. I've been getting a lot of painting done with my Orks, and up next, trucks. I have 5 trucks to paint, one of which was sent to me by the awesome Ian, and you'll notice which one that one is. It was by a DeGreen, sorry, the exact name was DeGreen one. The company, so we'll be painting that today as well. You may not see much of that model today because I'm focusing on the skin tones of the Orks that are in the trucks at the moment, but that's okay. So I'm going to keep painting these guys, and once they're done, I'm starting to see the home stretch of my Orks. Of course, I still have tons left, but still, I am starting to see some empty boxes, some empty space in my workshop, and I've been checking them off my list. I made a list in preparation of painting all my Orks, and it's going really well. So let's get to this week's painting. Yes. Hey everyone, so we're back. Yes, let's keep painting. So as you can see, I have 5 trucks. 1, 2, here's the new one by DeGreen one. And as I say, I'm working on it. There's no Ork boys on it, but it's going to be a lot of silver. I'm going to paint a lot of silver in the end, but it's very blue at the moment. That's okay. So when prepping these models, I hit them with 3 different colors of primer, including metallic primer, and then I hit them with some blue. And so as you can see, there's a lot of overbrush spray, but we're going to be cleaning that up over the next week or 2. I'm going to get as much done on these guys as I can today. For the next hour, we'll paint, and then we'll take a break and get back together next week, you know? So I'm going to start off with taking some Wild Flesh. I'm going to keep painting my Ork skin tones, get them done, and then paint around the skin tones, right? And then it works. Yeah. Get the Ork boys done first today, and then keep working on the trucks. The trucks themselves aren't too bad. It's just going to be a lot of silver. You know, it's just going to be me painting silver for about, a couple hours probably. That way, they're all done. But it's a lot of silver on these models. I did hit some areas with silver primer, so that way it'll save me a little bit of work. All of my priming was from Style Res Primers. Badger, awesome. So I'm going to thin it down with some Lamy Medium. And let's paint some Ork Flesh. The best thing about painting trucks, Ork Flesh. Not really, that's okay. So as I said, I'm doing well. My painting has been coming along. Just grabbing the right paintbrush here. I'll go with my 2 for now. Yeah. My painting's been coming along. I'm on. My goal is to finish my Orks this year, and probably 1 or 2 other armies, depending on which ones I choose. I do only have. I could paint Grey Knights for about a month, depending on what I have a bunch of Space Marine vehicles that I haven't decided which faction they're going to be painted. I do have Vanilla Marines, and I do have Grey Knights and Dark Angels. So I have 3 different options for how I want to paint my vehicles up. And so I haven't decided that one yet. And I have a couple more months left of time to decide, I guess, easily, because these Orks are going to still take me a few more months. Heck, I might be painting these trucks. I'm going to see how much I can get done. I'm trying to get a little extra time painting every night. But I've been pretty tired. It's been a pretty exhausting week or 2, I find. Yeah. So, it's been exhausting. And so, I haven't painted as much as I really want to. But that's okay. That's what these Painting with Jays are for. Yep, the LVO is currently going to happen this weekend, so good luck to all the people I know that are going to the LVO. Have a fun time. Vegas is wacky. So, for those who don't remember, I did Vegas years ago, 4 years ago, and it was a lot of fun. So when those 2 skin tones are done, that is for this color, and then we'll keep going up. This video I should definitely be able to finish the boys. Yeah. And we'll go from there. A couple of trucks I've made a lot of headway with the metallics. I'll show you one. You'll see one in a little bit. I've painted a lot more of the metallics than the others. But I decided that I really should paint these Ork boys instead. Get them done so I can paint around them. Otherwise it's going to mess things up. I do try to paint inside outwards, you know. So, yeah. Now, two of these trucks I built myself, and two of these trucks were built a long time ago by my friend Rob, who he had a really fun, creative imagination with these trucks. So I'll show you the ones. You can tell which ones are his because he did like custom things with them, just modded them a little bit to make them more original. And yeah, so that's cool. But he stopped playing 40K a while ago, so he gave them to me. And then of course I have my new truck from Ian, and that's cool too. I don't usually use trucks. Trucks are not something I've been using in my battle reports ever. It knows notice because now I have an excuse too, and I have 5 trucks that are painted. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I do prefer large mobs of boys instead of tons of small squads of boys. That's pretty much the 2-way to run boys. You either do, you know, tons of smaller squads, so you can spam, you know, knobs with power claws. The only problem with those is they're great for sitting on objectives and cover, but if you need to get into your opponent, they're going to shoot them down pretty easily, so then you need a truck. The other option is just giant mobs of boys that are pretty fearless, and you hope that they get to your opponent. Because the goal of every orc boy is to get to the opponent. Cool. So, yeah. And as I said, those are the 2 ways. My good friend Mike likes to use trucks. I've noticed he uses a lot of trucks. And he's a good orc player too. My friend Cody Rue had a combination, but I think he was more like me as well. Loved walkers and mobs of boys. So, but obviously there's no one way to run orcs, and that's what I love about the army. Orcs are the best. And of course, Genestealer Cult comes out this weekend, officially. Check out my video if you want to see a codex review on it. It's about an hour and 5-minute review. Talked about a lot of stuff, and it's a good codex. I really think it's going to be, it's not an easy point-and-click army. Like, orcs, in some ways, can be. You know, there are some good tactics, but with like a giant mob of boys, you're either going to charge them at your opponent or keep them still on an objective, so it's not too hard, right? Usually the time you just want to run them at your opponent and, you know, kill things. With Genestealer Cult, it's going to be an army of finesse, I find, because the majority of the army is really, really, really glass hammer. Is a real, just gigantic glass hammer. Everything's really easy to kill in that army. You know, my shooty orcs would have no problem dissecting a Genestealer Cult army if given the opportunity. I feel like obviously they'll get Alpha Strike typically with assaults if they can get, you know, as many things in assaults as they want, rolling 9-inch charges. But so now I'm just going to take some Warboss green and mix it in with the Waflesh and continue on with some highlights. So that's the thing, and like if you want to just stay back and shoot, as you've seen in my battle reports, my orcs can take out Astra Militarum. They can. If I do a fully like shooty list, my orcs can take out Astra Militarum. So not all. I'm not completely arrogant about it, but is that they can do it. Like I played in a tournament where I took out knights in a turn, 2 knights a turn, with all my shooting, Orc shooting is really, really powerful. And so Astromilitarum shooting is slightly better than Genestealer Cult shooting on average, I'd say, because Genestealer Cult uses a subset of Astromilitarum, right? The Sentinels and the big tanks. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. They're tanks, and then you can also run, you know, all the big. You can run the big, you know, Lord of War tanks with Genestealer Cult as well. So. Yeah, it's I don't know. So it's a combination, right? I think Genestealer Cult is better than Astromilitarum in assault for sure, and it's definitely better than Tyranids in shooting because you have access to a lot of heavy weaponry that Astromilitarum can use. You know, their mortars are pretty sweet. Their heavy weapons teams. So, the tanks. But yeah, it's an army of finesse. As I said, it's a combination of assault and it's really cool. I really like the army though because it is a combination of shooty and assault, right? Like much like orcs and they have some really good assault units that are just really fragile. You know, if your opponent has a chance to take him out, so basically what's going to happen is like the aberrants are going to come in. They're going to have a 9-inch charge, and if they fail, they're dead. Even Overwatch could knock out several of them, depending on how strong the Overwatch is. Probably one or two of them, if some crazy Overwatch. But they will kill, and then they're going to die. If the opponent has any, you know, chance to take him out, I would take out the aberrants very quickly. You know, depending on who goes first turn. If I got first turn, I'm going for the shooting because the assault units aren't on the board yet. Take out as many of them as I can. And then survive the storm. Obviously, you could place your models in a way that you could bubble wrap the important units. And go from there. So it's an army of finesse. They have a lot of cool tactics, but it is not I don't think it's going to be the easiest army to use. I don't think so. But it's a really cool army, and I know people keep commenting it's an expensive army to collect. Like it's a horde army, right? Like Astromilitarum is an expensive army to collect. Orcs, Tyranids, Genestealer Cult. You know, if you want a cheap army, Grey Knights. You can build a 2,000 point army pretty cheaply. I think it's the cheapest army. Well, at least the way I did it once was, back when it came out, I got a good deal, and I bought just tons of boxes of Paladins for a really good price. It was like 40% off. I built a 2,000 point army for pretty much nothing. It was pretty cheap, so that was good. Have I done this guy already? Yep. Yeah, so we're going to bring up the tones just a little bit at a time. Paint the skin tones today. So we'll see. I'm kind of curious to see where Genestealer Cult falls in the meta. I think Orcs were a bigger game changer than Genestealer Cult. As I said, they have really cool units. I really love a lot of the elites. I could totally see myself running a brigade of Genestealer Cult because I love members of each group of it. You know, the elites. I love the bikes. I love a lot of the elite choices. The new character elites are awesome. cool. And the fast attacks, I love Sentinels and the bikes. Sentinels are probably my favorite of their fast attack choices because they're little walkers that you can attach las cannons or some heavy weapons to and just fire at your opponent. Right? Yeah. They're fun. Elites, Gene Stealers, of course, as well. The HQs, tons of choices, you know. And none of them are characters. So especially I know there are some fun tournaments out there. Some people play tournaments where there's no named characters allowed. Gene Stealer Cult will definitely be brought to those tournaments. Gene Stealer Cult doesn't have any named characters. So, that's easy. Yeah, it's really easy. Heavy support choices. I don't know. I bring some heavy tanks probably. Or some rock grinders. Rock grinders are pretty awesome too. See? Tons of choices. Darn means I might have to start in. After this, maybe I'll start a Gene Stealer Cult army. Who knows? Cool. Alright, next, some more bus green. And just keep going with these skin tones. See, we're 15 minutes in. Skin tones are coming out. It's awesome. A couple more colors. And then continue on with the Ork Boys. So if I can get the Ork Boys pretty much done today, that's good. And then I'll continue out with the next step would definitely be the silvers. Get the silvers done and get those, you know, well on their way. The silver's going to take a while. Bronze, some clean up black, you know, some blues. Life will be good. My goal is just keep painting. I do have today off, so I can I might allocate some more time. I'm currently studying for some more certification for my job. Which isn't bad. I'm confident that I can pass it. So I've been spending my extra time just studying and painting a little bit. So, well, it's baseball preseason starting soon. I'm keeping up with the off season. Jays are gonna suck. That's okay. It's definitely a rebuilding phase. Every team has to do it, unless you're the Yankees, apparently, who almost during their rebuilding phase make it to the playoffs. Yeah, this nuclear arms race going on in baseball between the Yankees and Red Sox has been hilarious. Like the amount of money that they're throwing at players is getting a little out of hand. Kind of hoping that one day there's a salary cap in baseball. It'll kind of make things a little fairer. Yeah, of course there's always ways around it. Like the Maple Leafs, they have a salary cap too. Oh my goodness, it's been on automatic. Let me fix this. I wonder if it's been zooming in weirdly. Sorry about that. I caught it. For the first 18 minutes it's a little blurry. Most people don't watch the video anyway. They're painting along with me as we speak, you know. So that's okay. But the Leafs just keep using signing bonuses to get around salary caps. basketball, the Raptors are doing well. Toronto has a good basketball team. We're currently in second now. We've fallen a little bit lately. There are 3 or 4 teams that are really good this year in our conference. The other conference is still probably better though, significantly, because they have the Golden State Warriors. The Raptors have beaten the Golden State Warriors a couple times this year, but still. Injuries had a hand in it. Spock is upstairs doing something. I don't know what he's doing. Probably getting into mischief. You can hear me talk, and then he wants to be down here with me, but he's not allowed downstairs. He can't get downstairs either. Spock can't do stairs. So, look at that. One done. With each color, it's easier and easier because I'm using less and less paint and less surfaces, right? It does blend together a bit nicer when it dries. It has been brutal outside lately. This winter has been a tale of many faces, basically. You know, we had a couple days of warmth, followed by freezing rain, followed by snow, and then minus 30 days where my car didn't start. It's been pretty wacky. Pretty wacky indeed. It's been a brutal winter, so I'm kind of excited for spring. We'll see if and when that happens. Yeah, if and when. That's all I'm saying. And I'm happy that I'm getting so much progress done on my Orks. I'm making some videos lately. I think I'm definitely on track to put out a lot more content this year than I am in previous years. Well, of course, we're only 1 month in, and I had a couple low patches, but I do have some content coming out. Of course, it's Painting with Jay will be out. My next, just my thoughts on a certain topic. The next one I talk about is it's just in beta rules, but the new beta bolter rules. People keep asking what I think about that, so I made a video on it. Yeah, I'm not going to go too much into it now because that'll spoil it. Check out the content. Yeah, another one done. With each one it gets easier and easier. And then as you see, tons of silver. So the one that's been cleaned up the most for silver is this one. As you can see, it's been cut in a lot. It's not done yet either. But a lot more silver has been painted, right? So this one's close. I'm gonna do all the pipeline, you know, all that stuff. Silver, exhausts. The tires are gonna be black, so it'll be good. The things about these trucks is that these are one of the models I've always regretted not wanting to paint, because they're one of those models that takes a lot of time. There are certain models that are easy to paint for the amount of points. You know, like if you paint an Astra Militarum tank, or you know, or a Land Raider, for example, it's a lot of points, and it's not that hard to paint. So it's an easy, or you know, there's certain models like Space Marines. Again, the amount of time it takes to paint a Space Marine versus other models can be lower if you paint to a certain standard, obviously, and so the time per point ratio is very low. And there's other models that the time per point ratio is very high. Like if you're painting 300 grots, or if you're painting, you know, again, these trucks, if you're assembling and painting drop pods. Cheap models that are point-wise, but they cost a lot to buy, and they take a lot of time to paint. And this is one of those cases where, in my opinion, like a truck has a lot of detail, and I really want to paint it well, or at least, you know, to my normal Ork standard, which is, I'd say, decent tabletop, and it's just a lot of time. There we go. So I'll add a little bit of Skarsnik green into this, and then the Ork tones are done, and they'll dry a little bit darker than what they currently are, which is good. And then I'll start on, I guess I'll paint their you know, clothing, get as much done on these guys as I can today. Yep. And then, so when these are done, it's just metallic time. Next step is just going to be silvers for hours, painting silvers on all these truck areas. Silver, and then brass, black. Yeah, if I challenge myself, I could see if I can have these guys done by next week. That'd be pretty cool, because then next week I can start on the next wave of models. I haven't decided what it will be yet. I'm either going to paint next after these, either a battle wagon, but I just haven't decided how I'm going to use it. I'm thinking of a heavy weapon battle wagon. I like the guns, so like a really big shoot-up battle wagon would be nice. Not a big shoot-up, you know, I mean just tons of DACA, I think. And what else do I have? It's either that or a dozen more biker knobs. That you see in my battle reports. They were my old friend Rob's too, and of course he doesn't want them. Doesn't play 40K anymore. So I'm going to paint them up to my colors scheme. Yeah. So that's next. And I am debating whether or not I should, in my head I'm like, I should paint the knobs first, because I could see myself using the knobs in like a tournament coming up, or then they're already assembled, you know, that way I can take care of the assembled models first. But I really want to paint the battle wagon, so we'll see. And in the end, as long as I'm painting something, that's what matters, right? It's as long as I'm painting something. That's the name of the game, right? As long as my brush is painting a model, and especially in fact if it's Orky, I'm working towards my goal of having no more Orks to paint, which will happen. As I said, this year, it's going to happen. At this rate, it looks like it'll be like May or June, but we'll see. I'm just going to play it by ear and get as many things done as I can. Knights. Yeah, like getting these done is a huge catalyst. And then I can figure out the next one. I could do Orcs, I could do Grey Knights, and probably one other army as well this year. Because I should be done Orcs well before the half-year mark. And this is definitely by far the most models I have to paint, except for if I start like a entirely new army. Which I do have the models for a couple. So we'll see. I'm just going to keep painting along, slowly but surely ridding our world of unpainted models. Maybe next year. I think 2020 will be the year that I can actually like say, hey, I want to go buy a model. Buy it. And then instantly be able to start painting it with no guilt. I think I should be, by that point, pretty much done. All my, because I've done my Necrons. I have maybe a Tyranid or two left, nothing substantial. I have Orcs. Orcs will be done by that point. Grey Knights will be done at that point. Space Marines, I have a bunch of Space Marines. Vanilla Marines, I just have to decide whether or not I want to make them more vanilla. Or maybe I could do like a, I don't know, kill team. No, you know what I'm talking about. A different faction. Perfect. Death Watch. Yeah, that'd be cool. I really want to go to this tournament that my friend Will is hosting for next week. Doesn't look like I'll be able to go. I'm trying to switch shifts so that I can work a different weekend. I do work weekends at my job. So, we'll see. I don't think I'll be able to, but I tried. I was really wanting to. It's hard because I do have to book off my days so far in advance. Months in advance. I already know my schedule till past Adepticon. So, all right, done the tones. Yeah, I'll start on the clothing. Someone take some Painted Brown. Paint the shirts. And once again, as always, thin it down with some Lamium Medium. Make it nice and smooth. Yeah, my custom Booster Blast is all done. I just need to base it. So I now have a custom Booster Blast done. I have Biker Boys. This has been a good, you know, I've been painting Orcs now for a few months now. But I've been getting a lot of stuff done. You know, when I look back and think of all the Orc I've already painted this year, or this, you know, this painting group, it's substantial already, and I still have a lot more to go. But it's been really nice so far. So I just really want to keep going, and yeah. I watched the Super Bowl. Man, that was interesting. It was a defensive game. And like, obviously, like, pros, both sides to it. Obviously, defense means a lot, right? Good defenses can win games too, but good defenses make for a boring game, and that's literally what it was. It was a very, very, very low-scoring game. And so it was defensive, and it was strategical, and, you know, one touchdown really made the difference. The Rams, number one, the Rams should never have been there in the first place. I'm sorry, Rams fans, but come on, you guys can kind of admit it. They should not have been there. That blown call was brutal. And I'm not a Saints fan by any means, but come on, that was a terrible blown call that allowed them to win the game. But
Rams' offense was completely shut down by the Patriots. Completely. They scored a field goal. You know, that's it. And when you can limit the opponent's team to just a single field goal, which is one of the highest scoring offenses in football, they average like 33 points a game, and they could only score a field goal. That's how you win a Super Bowl. You know? So, they won. And they deserve it. Like, the Patriots played significantly better. Tom Brady was not the best he's ever been by any means, but he played better. His team played better, and they won as a result. You know? Yeah. But it was boring. Pretty boring game. And obviously the Super Bowl halftime show. I'm not the biggest Maroon 5 fan, but they were pretty boring too. Yeah. So, apparently the commercials were the most interesting. Now, I love the commercials. I do love watching the Super Bowl for the commercials. But, yeah. In Canada, we don't get as many of the good ones. There was a pretty funny one with Michael Bublé. That was pretty funny. The bubbly, whatever it's called, a Pepsi brand of water. Pepsi had a lot of commercials. Coke really didn't do one this year. Yeah, commercials were pretty good. The commercials were fun. And it's fun when you're watching a giant sporting event for the commercials. But yeah, the commercials were good. As I said, another year over in football. We can never bait out the Patriots. Never count them out. But yeah, so baseball starting soon. Hockey playoffs take forever. Basketball playoffs take a long time too. Hockey playoffs seem to take longer than the season. So it's like 3 months of playoffs. I do really appreciate that about football. Single game, over. You better play your best, because if you lose, you're gone. Yeah. What are your guys' thoughts on the Super Bowl? Was it as boring for you as it was for me? I thought it was pretty boring. Yeah. Perfect. I'm really looking forward to Adepticon. Can't wait. It's going to be fun. Yeah, Adepticon's going to be a good time this year. I don't know if my girlfriend's coming. We'll see. If not, I'm not upset. Or I'm going to miss her. And it was fun whenever she comes. But I understand. She may not be able to get it off work. There we go. Almost running out of Beyblade Brown, but almost done the color as well. So I'll see if I can just stretch this out. Yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of the halftime performance. But you can see how it's difficult painting these models in order. They're already assembled, right? This one was already assembled. As you can see, this one, Rob has a grot hanging out the front grill. I would have probably painted these separately. I thought about it more. Good. Done Blade Millie Brown. So let's start the straps with some Mournfang Brown. If I have any. Yes, I think I have some. Otherwise I just use Scrag Brown. I'm just going to thin it down with some Lamy Medium. And we're good to go. An hour just to paint Ork Boys on trucks. That's okay. And then once they're done, I can focus on all the areas around them, which is good, and get that all done. As it has been cold. Cold, and I just don't want to go outside some days. I do need to run a few errands later, so of course I'll go. And yeah. My brush is splitting, so I'm going to try to clean it up a little bit later with some brush soap. Repoint it. See if I can get the tip back to good. Yeah. Yes, things are good. As I said, I'm just tired. Been busy. Work takes a lot out of me sometimes. Or it feels like it's taking energy to go outside because it's so cold out. That's okay. One down. Next one. Actually, I'll move this firewall. Why not? Yeah. And then clean up all the areas around this. Good. I'm going to have 5 painted Ork Trucks. At longest, this will probably take me another week. I'm hoping, as I said, to have it all done. I keep painting that guy's ear. I'll have to clean it up after. Adam, you missed a spot. But, yeah. Look at that. He's saying, but yeah. I'm really looking forward to Adepticon. As I said, Adepticon will be a lot of fun. The drive will be long, but it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. It's good to always catch up with all my wargaming friends, buy a few things, just enjoy hanging out with people. You know, I don't get to see a lot of my wargaming buddies a lot. So, it's always nice to catch up with them. See the crystal brush so that I can realize how okay of a painter I am and not amazing. Keeps me humble. No, I'm kidding. I'm nowhere near in the same category as these people. Yeah. That's okay. Paint tabletop, a slightly higher tabletop. That's my comfort zone. And I like it. That's what I do for my battle reports. Yep. I'll have to clean up a little bit of the orc flesh. That's okay. What else? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm seeing Jeff Dunham in concert later this month. I got it as a Christmas gift. I've never seen Jeff Dunham, but I'm a huge fan of his stuff. That's good. I bought tickets for my girlfriend for her birthday. She doesn't watch these videos, so I can talk about this. Her favorite artist. So, my girlfriend really likes country music. And I know she doesn't watch these videos, so... And also, for those of you who live close to me, don't tell my girlfriend about this. I will find out who you are. Okay? So, my girlfriend's favorite two country artists are Zac Brown Band, right? And Chris Stapleton. Chris Stapleton rarely comes to Toronto, but this year he did, and so the way I was able to get tickets was once again, same with Zac Brown Band, I joined the fan club. So Jay's a member of the Zamley and the Chris Stapleton fan club. Woo! And something I'll put on my resume, but so I got early access to the tickets, and so I bought them. I got her really good tickets for her birthday. Chris Stapleton is coming to Toronto. I took Zac Brown. We saw last year for her birthday, but it's perfect timing because Chris Stapleton's coming to Toronto, literally the weekend before her birthday. So, yeah. So I got her really good tickets, so she'll be happy, you know. And I'm gonna go see Chris Stapleton, and he's a good performer. I'm not the biggest country music fan, but he's a really good performer. I give him credit. He's good. I see my brush keeps splitting and screwing up the paint job. That's okay. As I said, after this, it'll just be the next hour or two that I'm going to spend painting these things is just going to be silver. Hi-ho silver, away! And I don't think I will... I'll do this off camera, I think, because an hour of me painting silver will drive me nuts. I may have to take a few breaks. It's going to be hours of silver to cut in all the silver areas, but good. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited for Adepticon. I always am. Plus, it's a symbol of, you know, Adepticon happens in the spring, so it may be like winter weather, but it's gonna be okay. You know, it's springtime. We're past halfway, I think, or as of this week. Probably as of today, I think it's like winter's half over. So that's gonna be good. Winter's half over. And, of course, it's going to be cold and bitter for a while, but that's okay. Yeah. Apparently there are a lot of controversial Super Bowl ads, as I said. One of them called GM Un-Canadian. I liked that one. That was pretty funny. And it's true. Like, GM is pulling out of Canada. They're pulling out of the United States as well. And what really annoys me is GM has had multiple buyouts from the Canadian government or payouts from the Canadian government to assist them and from the American government, and then they pull out anyway. A lot of people lose their jobs. And then they turn around and try to sell the very cars that were supposed to be built in Canada. I think this guy's a glove on. Does he have a glove on? Nope. Then they try to turn around and sell the same vehicles that should have been built here to the Canadians. It's kind of funny. So... ironic principle. I need more brown. Let me just pull out
Some more brown. Probably up to this color I'm going to call it for a video. I think I've got a lot done for the time frame. The orcs are pretty much, the boys are pretty much done. I have paint silvers on them, but of course then that will unload the whole silver thing that I'm working on. And the little details like the teeth and eyes, that will all come later. Yeah. But overall, I'd say life is good. And I hope it is going well for all you out there in internet land too that are painting with me. I'm busy, but that's life. Life is busy. This year I've already accomplished a few of my big goals I want to do already, and I know that I'm accomplishing them, and it feels really good. And it's only February, Valentine's Day is coming up. I'm not doing a whole lot for Valentine's Day, and that's okay. I think my girlfriend's working that day anyway, so I'll get her something a little bit, just to... I can never not celebrate Valentine's Day. I always do something, even just the littlest gesture. To me, I find goes a long way, just to show the person you're caring about them. So that's Valentine's Day is next week, next Friday, next Thursday or Friday. Today is the 8th, I believe, or 7th. I'm losing track of days. They're going by so fast. Yeah, so fast. So, that's okay. I'm looking forward to the warm weather. Looking forward to Adepticon. To spring. I don't even mind spring. Spring's really dirty here in Canada, because especially like the roads are all gross and salty and sandy. But I love the increase in temperature. So it'll be good. And by that point, I should be well on my way, as I said. So the next couple projects that I'm working on for Orks, trains going by, our next ones will either be biker knobs, so not bikers, or a battle wagon. And then whatever I don't paint next, I'll paint, after that. After that, some Burna boys. I do have some Burnas left. Burnas are left. I have... What else do I have left? Burna boys, some terrain. I have my mech shop, my Ork mech shop. Oh, it's all done. Cool. All right, so I'm probably going to call it here because it's a good color to stop on. I'm about to start silvers, and I'm going to drive myself insane. So let's end now. So that concludes another episode of Painting with Jay. Hope you got some stuff done and you're ridding your world of unpainted models. My back's starting to throb a little bit as well. That's okay. So I'm well on my way with these trucks, as you've seen. I'm going to hopefully finish them up in the next week or two. If I'm still painting them next week, I don't think that's a failure. I think it's okay. My goal is to get as much done between now and next week's Painting with Jay as possible. And if I can get them done, awesome. And if I can't get them done, that's okay as well. I don't really... I don't think it's a failure to take 2 weeks to do 5 trucks. That's not too bad. And then, as I said, I'll either assemble a battle wagon and paint that, or paint some biker boys. And then after that, I have some Burna boys, some Ard boys probably, a few Gretchen, some terrain, and then I'm done. So it is definitely coming along. It's definitely coming along. And then, who knows where the wind will take me after as well. It will be, yeah, I don't even know. We're going to see. We're going to see together. And hopefully you're ridding your world of unpainted models as we speak. As always, This video is brought to you by my Patreon subscribers. As you can see, their names go by my head. It's because of them that I can dedicate some time to make some more videos. If you really want to help support my videos and you see value in my channel, please check out the link in the description below. I will be updating my perks in the near future, but I will definitely be doing that in the near future, and I will. I can't ever thank them enough. As I said, I can't really. So stay tuned for more Painting with Jay. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more vids and talk to Jay saying, happy painting with me.